All right, so we got some megachurch news.
My favorite kind of news. Cult time.
I don't know about cult, but this is
Megachurch is cult?
This is like almost kind of innocent, but you know,
Okay.
I enjoyed the Righteous Gemstone, so I wanted to talk about it. There was a megachurch in Texas, right, who wanted to put up a traffic light near the south entrance of their like campus area, and in terms of it being a benefit for the church and not so much for the city, they ran into a couple roadblocks, and obviously, you know, it's going to take some money. They got to make sure that they can verify that there is a traffic situation. And basically what's going on is every single time they have service, they got to hire a traffic coordinating crossing guard type thing that helps like direct flow of traffic and all that stuff, which means it costs the church every service, and they're like, we need a better solution alternative to this. So they pitched that they want to open a traffic light. Now if you're a mega church, you know, you got some kahunas, you got some power, so you just got to make it happen. Plus you kind of have some money too. So what they ended up doing, even though they didn't want to pay more traffic officers, is they had to hire a kind of like third-party inspection engineering firm to take care of like figuring out a time frame for like when they could record traffic patterns to submit to the city to verify that it was important and necessary for them to get a traffic light installed into that.
So they got to prove that you need it, basically.
So what they ended up doing though is they sent out a calling card to all of the life group leaders of this megachurch. They said, "Dear life group leader, please make this announcement to your life groups this weekend. Calling all life groups in an effort to ease traffic, better serve our city, and provide a better experience for those who attend Lake Point Church. We need your help to get a traffic light at the Ralph Hall entrance. Life groups can help by signing up for shifts throughout May 14, 15, 16, 18, and 19.
They're gonna simulate a traffic flow.
Everyone in the life group can sign up for as many shifts as they'd like across the week, max 1 shift per hour. Each shift is a commitment to drive the prescribed route 10 times within that hour.
God damn.
It's great if you make more than 10 laps within an hour, but laps are only counted towards the specific shift. Click here to sign up for your
That is a sin.
Yeah. Aren't they gonna be like, is that the same fucking Camry that's going over and over and over?
But the thing is, the engineering firm is only responsible for clocking how many cars are passing at a specific time.
That's bearing false witness.
I mean, it just feels like a North Korean fake market for the tourism to come and go, oh wow, what a cool little city.
The idea of a Texas megachurch being compared to a North Korean market is fucking funny.
That's like cooking the books, basically.
Yeah, it is.
So a person takes this newsletter and leaks it out.
Oh my god.
Everybody who had left this megachurch for whatever disparity that they had is rallying behind this, like, you see, they're corrupt and they're sinful and they're whatever. And then obviously by the time the city gets hold of this, they're like, anything that engineering firm reports to us is incorrect data and we can't accept any of it.
Damn.
But that's that megachurch power.
That's crazy.
Churches are strong, dude.
Yeah, but they're also dumb. Like, that was a dumb thing to do a public letter out to all of their like people.
But then they also can vote in a group too. That's how powerful they are. Because they'll be like, hey, we're trying to get this thing passed through the city.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, if your church has a dominant like community like power, like it's like, oh, there's 40,000 members or whatever. You'd be like, all right.
Which is fair in that sense, right? Like rallying an organization or whatever to like believe in whatever. Falsifying like traffic records and stuff in order to like.
That's what's idiotic. It's like the first rule of falsifying stuff is not to have a paper trail. Like, you should have just done it in the sermon.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like that's the reason why
You sign up on your way out.
You gotta encode it in the service.
Yeah, exactly.
Texas is Texas has a lot of churches, Christian, you know what I mean, all of that. Every freaking where you go, every mile you take.
Dude, Hawaii has a lot of churches too.
Yeah,
It's
a lot of
it's very Christian.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Texas is, even the restaurants, everyone is family owned, and your own son, daughter, all works there.
But you know what I think is good about the church is how like well they control the community. In a good way, where like, you know, like if you go to Salt Lake City, it's for a major city, it's pretty clean. And then everyone's a part of the program. And then, you know, it's seems safe and nice and all that, you know. But then if you have a city that's like, there's too many different things going on and they're not all like under one watch. It's a little bit dangerous.
Oh, yeah, like one thought process too.
Yeah, it's chaotic. It's a little dangerous. Like, there's no sense of community. Because I think like when the population gets bigger, there's a lot of like us versus you, and then there's no like one culture holding it together in the States at least.
Yeah.
Did you grow up religious?
Grew up Catholic.
Oh.
Yeah, that makes sense. Filipino.
Yeah.
Like, do you practice, or are your parents like devout?
It was mostly my grandma holding us all together. She was like the caterer of all the events at the church. So as a kid, I would go to church every Sunday, and then I don't know. I started asking questions when I was like 12, like because I was also told what race I could be friends with.
What? For real?
Yeah, my grandma.
That's Catholic. That's just racism.
It was racist, but that was the thing. Was like, my grandma was like, she was a sweet lady. I love her to death, but she just was a different generation.
She's old school.
Yeah, she's old school. So she was like, you can't be friends with this race because of that, or this
Just
race
say it.
because of
Which
that.
ones were okay and which ones
It was
weren't?
blacks and Mexicans. But those were all my friends.
Oh my god. It's like, so where am I gonna find friends then?
Yeah, but then you had to go to this church because it was a Filipino church, and it was more like everybody's a son and daughter of God, but not blacks and Mexicans. Like it was like it was like
A lot of them were Catholic.
I'm sure, but that was the whole thing. Was I probably had more of a problem with my church than religion as a whole.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of good people who are religious who don't push it on you.
Yeah.
And then I just found my own way.
Was that constantly a thing at the church? Where they're like, aren't you guys glad there's no blacks in
No.
They start off by saying that every
You
time.
would only say that at home, Like,
Oh, yeah.
you'd say that at church, but then you go to church and you're like, everybody's Filipino here.
That's true. I think that was
John the
the
Baptist Church.
eye opener as a kid for me too, because they were talking about how like, oh, we're better, we're the Christians, you don't want to associate with outside, and I'm like, but all of the people I thought that were solid and good and honorable and nice were the non-Christians.
Yes.
Or the people that I met like at school or whatever. And then I was just like, yeah, well, how come they're not going to heaven? But they're not lying like you guys in church and being like fucked up and spreading rumors. They're just like good, honest people. Yeah. And I was like,
That's the devil getting in your thoughts.
I know, right?
I think the first girl who cheated on me in high school was like, it wasn't like you held some other dude's hand. It was like she was banging a bunch of other dudes in high school. Wow. She was
In high school?
brought me to like, we had a group called Youth for Christ.
And she was the horniest one.
She was the worst. She was going on all these little retreats so she could hook up with dudes.
Whoa.
And anytime you got into an argument with her, she got into an argument with her parents, she's like, I'm a good kid, I go to church. And it was like this weird self-righteous.
Damn.
But then she was the most conniving one.
Damn.
And so like that scarred me as my first heartbreak, right?
Dude. She was Filipino?
Yeah, well,
See, they're
yeah,
toxic,
she was,
bro.
I knew it.
Filipino Malaysian.
Interesting
double
mix.
toxic.
Almost same.
Oh.
Very
close.
Wow.
Yeah,
Double
but
toxic.
yeah, it was just like all these weird things, like growing up in that religious background that made it different. But
I know, man.
Yeah, I mean, growing up religious as a kid is definitely something funky about it. Right off the rip.
Funky about it.
Yeah, right off the rip, man.
going to the Saturday classes, CCD and stuff like that.
Wednesday mornings, 4 a.m. before school, I had to do praising thingy. Where they speak tongue.
Oh, the praising thing?
And I'm just like, what the fuck?
Wait, what religion were you?
Christian.
Like Pentecostal? Is
I
that
don't
why
know,
you-
Christian,
is that why
Lutheran
you-
Christian.
Which Christians be doing the
Anybody
the
gotta
tongue
be
hat?
speaking tongues? I don't know about that.
No, yeah, it is. My aunt
Came straight out into the final level then.
Dude, I guess my auntie was my pastor.
Is there a tongue language or everyone just makes up some shit?
I think so.
They just made freestyle.
Yeah, because you think the tongue talkers can talk to each other?
No.
No, but I didn't
Be
get
making
it.
random shit.
They just support each other.
I didn't get it. Made me come up this hill 4 in the morning before school, and all I heard was my pastor and everyone go "Samrang sing-dang-lang," and I'm like,
That just
yo,
sounds
that's.
Korean.
I was like, that's not even. The crazy part, it wasn't even Korean.
Oh.
That's the crazy part.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck, man?
Everybody was in unison singing it?
Yes, it was crazy. It was like this, a circle.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, yo.
You know, it sounds like that frog in the old school YouTube video. Bring, ding, 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 ding,
Ding, ding, ding, ding.
That's like when you see those are like the gifts of God, the Pentecostal stuff, and they have like different powers. That's the tongues one, and then there's the writing one. Remember
What's the
I was telling
writing
you
one? Like you could write prophecies and shit.
So
You
like
write-
it'll be like a collection of X-Men, and then they'll have like certain people separated into these groups.
So
and then they'll be
Pentecostal
like,
has like X-Men in there.
yeah.
Whoa.
So they'll be like, can we get all the writers? And then they'll all like put paper in front of them, and then they'll gather like this, and then they'll just, oh, it's coming to me, and then they start writing what God's saying. And then and you read it. It's like everyone's is mad different. Ours, like the one that belonged to our prayer group, the way that she wrote it was like very King James Version Bible. So God,
Art thou?
yeah, God was still talking in thous and these on hers.
Shakespeare.
And then the other lady was like, God don't talk like that no more. Yeah.
God's modern
She's
now.
fake.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's so many different ones.
God would have talked like Armenians. Cause
Bro, let me drop GSR into your BMW.
literally, cause that's his language, Aramaic. It's not fucking Arabic or Egyptian or whatever. It's Aramaic. That was his language.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think God would know you don't speak that before talking to you that way though.
You gotta fucking get it
God's
translated.
the guy who like made us all speak different languages.
God can't speak your language.
Or Jesus. Jesus was Aramaic, I think.
to you in your language.
What's God saying?
Yeah.
He's speaking a different dialect.
Yeah, it's a different dialect.
God translator.
Quad, come here.
I don't know the dialect, man.
Yeah, isn't there the time part of the verse where God said they're building a tower to go up to heaven?
Babylon?
The Babylon, and they said, you know what? Let's.
You know, I'm actually very thirsty to join like a religion or church.
Thirsty?
I'm constantly disappointed. No, I have the approach of like, you know how people have the approach of like, I don't want to be a part of it. I fucking want to be a part of it.
Go to Faith Community Church in Azusa.
I fucking
You'll
want
love
to.
that.
It's a
You'll
good
love
one?
it. Yes.
Faith community. There was a massive theater there.
Yeah.
I action directed a Easter play thing for there. I
Wait,
forgot
action
the-
Easter play?
They had stunts.
They had this. It was called. It was like a short called Blood of Christ.
That sounds crazy.
It was kind of fun. But this guy hit me up and was like, oh.
That's like synonymous to like Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer.
Yeah.
I want a church where a pastor comes down with angel wings on a fucking crane and starts doing a sermon on a mic and starts rapping his fucking sermon.
Guess who's back?
That's the church.
Jesus, man.
Joe, that's the church for you, dude. Really? It's a non-denominational Christian church, really big. They have like a 30-piece band for their worship. It's the sickest.
See, I want to belong to a church.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
I'm not disappointed.
You won't be
Okay,
disappointed.
I don't want to walk in and I'm just like, man, this guy fucking dumbass, dude.
Yeah, dude, yeah.
This guy's interpreting the Bible like a stupid.
All their stuff is high production, like you were saying too.
Wow.
Like they have really cool ideas. That's cool. That was my last stint of like after like I was done with Seventh Day Adventists. I tried that. I was like, dude, I'll never leave if I stay here.
They got DJ too?
I don't think they have a DJ. Well, maybe they do now, but that was dope. Like everybody's mad nice, all super diverse.
That's cool. Yeah, that's true. It wasn't like one race. I thought that was cool.
It's super diverse, but no blacks and Mexicans though.
No, well, the guy who hired me was black.
But he's behind the scenes though. Yeah.
I heard Mosaic is tight.
Your wifey's Jewish, right?
Yep.
Can I join that? They're successful.
I joined that.
I don't know how that thing works.
What do you mean you don't know how that thing works?